was off. Now it's off. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are continuing our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 60. The name of the chapter is Krishna, Queen Rukmini is teased by Krishna. Something to that effect. I'm sorry. Should have remembered that properly. Lord Krishna teases Queen Kunti. Sorry. So we're going to read verse 7 and 8, and maybe if time permits, 9, at which point the whole setting the stage and all the description is stopped, and then Krishna starts the whole purpose of this chapter, which is teasing Queen Rukmini. So, verse 7. Vala vyajnam adaya ratna dandam sakhi karat tena vijayati devi upasam chakra ishwaram vala vyajnan adaya ratna dandam sakhi karat tena vijayati devi upasam chakra ishwaram vala vyajnam adaya ratna dandam sakhi karat tena vijayati devi upasam chakra ishwaram. Verse 8. Supayuchatam. Sorry. How am I supposed to read this? Supayucham pavanayati maninuparabhyam reje Nagyuliya valaya vajra rajanagrahastha vastranta gudakucha kunkum sonahara bhasya nitamba vritya chaparya paradhya kancha. Translation. Her hand adorned with ring, bangles and the chamara fan, Queen Rukmini looked resplendent, standing near Lord Krishna. Her jeweled ankle bells tinkled and her necklace glittered, reddened by the kumkum from her breast, which was covered by the end of her sari. On her hip she wore a priceless belt. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that as Queen Rukmini fanned her lord with broad strokes, the jewels and gold on her beautiful limbs resounded with her effort. Om Jnana Trimandasya Jnananjana Sulakaya Chakshuranmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udpad Kamlam Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Shagana Lalitavasha. Sorry. Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhuvaevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. With the permission of all the Vaishnavas and Maharaj, I'd like to speak a little bit about these verses. So, maybe we'll start first with what some of the acharyas have said, Goswamis. Jiva Goswami says that this verse describes how she served him with the chamara. The word Devi indicates a great queen. And then Sanatana Goswami says that this verse describes how she served him with the chamara, or a small fan made of feathers. This was very soft. The word Devi indicates a great beauty by serving in this manner, or it means she was a queen. Translation for verse 8. Her hand adorned with rings, bangles and the chamra fan, Queen Rukmini looked resplendent, standing near Lord Krishna. Her jeweled ankle bells tinkled and her necklace glittered, reddened by the kumkum from her breast, which were covered by the end of her sari. On her hip she wore a priceless belt. And Jiva Goswami says, she made sounds with her jeweled anklet. She shone because of her anklets, rings and other ornaments. She became unaware of others around her because of her sfurti of Lord, as in the following manner. Etam sma prishta satu badrayanis tatsmarita nata hita kilendriya. Sukdev Goswami, immediately remembering subject matters about Krishna within the core of his heart, eternally lost contact with the actions of his senses. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 10:12-44. Vasudeve Bhagavati Nimangana Hidayo Abhravat. Sukdev replied, his heart fully absorbed in meditation on Vasudeva. She's experienced something similar to the following. Bahu prasara pariramba karalal kor. There, Krishna threw his arm around the gopis and embraced them. He aroused Cupid in the beautiful young ladies of Vraja by touching their hands, hair, thighs, belts and breasts. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:29-46. Because of the appearance of friends, however, her emotions transform. The beauty of her secret experience is described. She hid her breasts completely with the two ends of her cloth, which was long. She made sounds with her anklets, bracelets, and belts as she fanned him. Sanatana Goswami says, having shown how she served him, she is described to show the cause of his affection for her. Her feet, hands, chest, and waist were all most beautiful. Or by fanning him, by moving all her limbs, the ornaments sounded. So, in the first verse 7, Rukmini Devi, she takes the fan, the yak fan from her Sakhi. Also, Sakhi is translated as maidservant, which kind of shows the relationships that they had with the maidservants, which was Sakhi as in friend. So they were very friendly with the maidservants. They were not considered servants, even though in English they're always described as maidservants, but in Sanskrit they're always Sakhis, and which is similar to the Sakhis and the Gopis. The Gopis were all Sakhis, even though Radharani was the topmost Sakhi of Krishna. But then all the other Gopis were in some sort of a hierarchy. There were Gopis and then Manjaris and all, but they were all Sakhis. They were all friends of Krishna, and they were all friends of each other. So, and they all were there just to please Krishna, just to serve Krishna. So, Rukmini Devi takes the fan from the Sakhi and starts fanning Krishna herself. She does that in a almost in a mood of feeling that she knew best how to serve Krishna. The Sakhi didn't know. She had to demonstrate how to fan, how to serve Krishna. And she's the queen of Dwarka, so she can do what she wishes, and because she thinks that she can serve Krishna best, she takes it and starts serving herself. In this chapter, she's serving with a lot of all of the service. Mostly, it's in Aishwarya Bhav, which is in the awe and reverence kind of feeling. And unlike in Vrindavan, which is in the Madhurya Bhav, or in the loving reciprocation. In Dwarka, they serve in this Aishwarya Bhav with a lot of opulence and all. And we've been seeing in the last few verses the whole opulence of Dwarka and the opulence of the queens of Dwarka. We can see the difference in the descriptions that are in the Bhagavatam of the gopis are not described in such details in terms of the jewels and all the spiritual opulence, but we would call kind of material opulence, the jewels, the pearls, the necklaces, the bangles, all the details, all of that. All of these are described here in this chapter, showing the opulence of Queen Rukmini and the mood of that serving in opulence. So Rukmini Devi shows how to do this, and we see that in Mother Yashoda behaving in a similar fashion. She doesn't think that anybody can take care of her Lala, her Krishna, like she can. She's the one who can serve him the best. She's in the 9th chapter. We saw that she even lets the servants go and wants to do things everything herself. She's churning the butter herself because she doesn't think that the servants can really churn butter properly. That would be the best for Krishna. And she even says, when all these gopis are coming and complaining about Krishna, she says, well, you know what, I'm just going to keep him at home and I just won't, let him out. And that was kind of another way of her not wanting Krishna to have butter from any of the other gopis, because she didn't think that butter was really that great like hers was. But of course the gopis were like, no, you must let him out. It's okay, just keep an eye on him, don't let him steal. Teach him not to steal from us. So we see this kind of behavior amongst us as well sometimes, or a lot of times in the temple. We all think that we do the best service. And nobody can do the service, the way that we do the service is the right way. And anybody else who varies from that may not be the right way. But the reality is, in fact, Srila Prabhupada has said that as long as we are serving Krishna with love, there are as many ways of serving Krishna as there are people. So every living entity has a different way to serve. Of course, there are certain standards, and those we follow. We can't just say, well, this is the way we serve, so this, so we don't follow the standards. But within, we learn the standards, and then there are these little variations that happen because of our unique, unique characteristics and our unique relationship with the deities, with Radharani, with Krishna, and with the kitchen, bhoga, everything like. So there's just different things we do, but that shouldn't create any disharmony. And sometimes it does, but as long as we all remember, and we're very fortunate in New Goloka that there's a level of harmony, and it's that everybody is serving harmoniously, Shri Radha Golokananda. So as long as we are serving harmoniously Krishna is pleased and Krishna is happy. And as long as Krishna is happy, Radharani is happy. Or as long as Radharani is happy, Krishna is happy. And then all of us, the devotees or aspiring devotees, we are all happy. So we need to see those little disputes as just spiritual. We see that in Vrindavan between the gopis. A little bit of, but then they are all serving Krishna, and that creates happiness. That gives Krishna happiness. Of course, he doesn't need us to give him happiness, but it makes him happy. That by us serving harmoniously. I read somewhere that Krishna is described as, I don't know the name of the stone, but it's a multi-sided diamond. Like Durya. It's got like thousands, hundreds of thousands of sides, faceted, multifaceted. And is a different color, different light, everything is coming differently. So we are like that. We are like those facets, and the Krishna has a different relationship based on this kind, different colors, different things that happens with it. So anyways, I think we're going to move on. I was going to talk a little bit more about this aspect, but we should move on to some of the other things. This description of Rukmini Devi, while she's fanning Krishna, and she's got all this beautiful jewelry, and her jewelry, while she's fanning, her jewelry tinkles, makes all this tinkling sound and resounds, and her clothes get into somewhat of a disarray, is kind of, again, description reminds us of Mother Yashoda serving. When she's doing, she's churning the butter, she gets so absorbed in his thoughts, Krishna's thoughts. Her whole body shakes. She's sitting there. She's singing these beautiful songs to herself. The flowers from her hair are following her. Her clothes get disarrayed, and it's like there's the description. One description in a Vatsalya Bhav, where Mother Yashoda is loving her child, and then there is Queen Kunti, who is in a loving, like she's into the Madhurya. So even though there is sometimes said that in Dwarka, there isn't Madhurya Bhav, but really in the relationships of the queens with Krishna, in in Queen Rukmini, there is the Madhurya, the loving comes in. And it is described that like in Jiva Goswami quotes two verses when he talks about this this kind of getting lost in thought of Krishna to the extent that you lose all external feelings and faculty. The whole, we lose your external consciousness. And the first one he quotes is the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 1244, where Sutta Goswami is talking to, he's saying, talking to Shaunaka Rishi and says, O Shaunaka, greatest of saint and devotees, when Maharaj Parikshit inquired from Shukdev Goswami in this way, Shukdev Goswami, immediately remembering subject matters about Krishna within the core of his heart, externally lost contact with the actions of his senses. Thereafter, with great difficulty, he revived his external sensory perception and began to speak to Maharaj Parikshit about Krishna Katha. Now, Shukdev Goswami, when he was in his deep thoughts of Krishna, similar to whenever Lord Chaitanya got into thoughts of Krishna, went into basically just losing all his external consciousness. But Shukdev Goswami has a mission, and he had to deliver Srimad Bhagavatam in 7 days to Parikshit Maharaj. So he didn't have the luxury to get into that state. And he rose, he basically aroused himself out of that state, conscious of his duty, and continued on the Krishna Katha. And the other one that Jiva Goswami quotes is from 1029, 45, 46, where Krishna is, he goes to the bank. Shri Krishna, this is the translation is, Shri Krishna went with the gopis to the bank of Yamuna, where the sand was cooling and the wind, enlivened by the river's waves, bore the fragrance of lotuses. There Krishna threw his arms around the gopis and embraced them. He aroused Cupid in the beautiful young ladies of Raja by touching their hands, hair, thighs, belts, breasts, by playfully scratching them with his fingernails, and also by joking with them, glancing at them, laughing with them. In this way, the Lord enjoyed his pastimes. So, and actually in this verse, Krishna gets the gopis, or they get inspired to have the dance. And then it's later described that the gopis get very proud, and of the fact that they think that Krishna is dancing with each one of them. And when they get so proud, Krishna leaves. And in fact, I was listening to a class with Guru Prasad Maharaj, and he said that Krishnadas Kaviraj has actually said that Krishna didn't leave the gopis at that point. Radharani got very upset at watching Krishna playing around with all these gopis, and she left. So then obviously Krishna left. But anyways, that was just basically talking about the fact that with Krishna giving so much attention to the gopis all lost their perspective and they lost their external consciousness. Similarly, Rukmini Devi here, she is, while Krishna is with Rukmini Devi, Yogamaya acts similar to she acts in Vrindavan. And she is with Krishna watching her in being in her palace and her serving him. She gets completely lost in her thoughts. She loses external consciousness and her clothes get into disarray. And then it is described that she is in the palace. She's conscious of her surroundings somewhat. And being in the presence of her maidservant, she covers herself. That's how Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur describes it. So she is serving with a lot of similarities with the bhav in Vrindavan, but she is a householder here, and as part of Krishna's household, there are actions as well. So she's not as free. She's not as liberal as the gopis in Vrindavan are. They really don't care too much about what's going on in the society. Here she's concerned, and she's concerned even about the presence of the maidservants, and reacts accordingly and covers herself up. So, but every one of them is just serving in harmony and loving Krishna, and that's what. Sorry, this kind of topic gets me really confused. I hope. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur ki jai.
Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Kanvandam Maravindadalayataksham Bharavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Agom Vikamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Purusham Namaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusham Namaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakale Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Jiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Amaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Amaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Namaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusham Namaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusham
Namago Vishnu Pajaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Bhakti Bhakti Vedanta Namaniti Namande Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Gurvani Pacha, Nagini Visesha, Shunyavadi, Masya Jagadis, Satarane. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sasari Gaurata Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sasari Gaurata Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sasari Gaurata Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Goloka, Goloka, Hey, Jaya Radhe, Radhe Jaya Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Radhe Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Jai Om Vishnupada. Abhaya Jatna Bhaktananda Shiva Prabhupada.
Chaitodarpanam Arjunam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Buddhamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrishita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishamiha Janira Nurag. Thank you. Nada Pisuni Chena Torora Pisuhishuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamae Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitatitwai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavan Buddha Kripaya Davabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrashim Vachintaya Nainam Gladashu Daraya Varanam Gad Gadarudaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Bukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yuga Yatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahelame Ashlishyavapadamratam Anastumam Adarshanam Marmhatakarotuva Yatadatada Vidadatu Lampato Mat Prananatastusa Eva Napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings, And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Oh, into the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street, one should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly? Chant your holy name. When will the voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh, Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I can feel all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord. He shall remain so. His embrace and makes me brokenhearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he's always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. He jai.